Hi everyone, I'm Zoya Hasan and I'm here with Tate Keith, Grammy-nominated producer and founder of record label Dramatize. Tate, thank you so much for joining us.
No, most definitely. I appreciate y'all having me.
Of course. So you have built this brand, this sound, this legacy all before the age of 30. You've produced music for some of the biggest names of the generation, from Travis Scott to Drake to Beyonce. Are you just getting started or are you living the dream?
That's how I feel. I feel like, when you have a lot of success so young, you got to grow with it. So for me, I've been like learning to grow with it. The older I've been getting, the more I've been adapting to like, hey, I'm just 28 doing it now. But, where I'm going to be at when I'm 38, where I'm going to be at when I'm 48, doing it like, in that mindset, it's been helping me like kind of like think more in the future of where I'm gonna be at, like my career, where my goal's gonna be then. So,
This is a competitive industry, like there's so many creatives out there. There's so many people with so much talent who never make it. How did you get your foot in the door in the first place? What's the story?
For me, it was just building with artists from the ground up, and it was challenging for me to work with a lot of try to get a lot of bigger placements when I was younger. So I took it as let me be strategic about working with upcoming artists and building with them, building the sound with them and relationships and just seeing where it go. And that's what kind of like was the beginning of my success story.
So when did the big break come? What was the big break?
2018. Yeah, 2018. That's when it was like 2017, 2018, but that's when the buzz grew beyond just Memphis. Between me being a producer and the artists that I was working with, them buzz, their buzz building beyond Memphis, and the states around Memphis, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, start catching on to the wave of what we was doing. And, it just kind of caught on everywhere then. It went from just the local area to the whole South to the music just going viral everywhere. So,
Who was the first big artist that you started working with?
Drake was the first big artist that I started.
Yeah? How did you land that? What's the story there?
I mean, it was, Drake had reached out to me and Block Boy JB, and we was, just doing our thing, and we ended up making Look Alive, and it just took off.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That was a big, a big record, and I eventually just, kept working with Drake and also other artists in Memphis. And around that same time, it was multiple records that I had was buzzing for real.
Who was an artist you worked with that you were like, hold on, this is crazy?
I think the biggest surprise to this day that I worked with was Miley, Cyrus. 'Cause I just ain't see that coming, from, what I'm saying? I didn't think I would actually work with her growing up, and then me actually having a record that, with her. So that was pretty dope.
Were there ever any moments of doubt?
Yeah, it's moments of doubt always. It's always moments of doubt, but you just gotta keep your head up, keep grinding, stay focused for real. A lot of times, you get distracted by so much stuff in the music industry, outside it, personal things, and it's just for me, it's I'm just, staying focused, not getting distracted.
Would you agree it's a tough industry to break into?
Yeah, I think it got actually, I feel like it got tougher, it got harder,
Why is that?
than when it was for me, I studied the game, so it was a different time when I was able to get in the music industry. It was kind of streaming was kind of newer, it was a little bit, the industry wasn't as saturated as it is now. You know, when social media was just different. So, you know, I think now is a little bit different a little bit difficult for artists to break through. But, you know, it's still a lot of new artists that's been, you know, like dominating their niche, like in their own pocket. It don't have to be mainstream, you know, it don't have to be, you know.
What do you think of what social media has done for the music industry? Do you see it positively?
Man, it's a lot of ways to look at it for real, you know. I think the main thing social media has made it like kind of like in a sense music now has become a thing where you don't have to be mainstream to be successful now. Like social media made it that way now. Like you can have your own following, your own fan base, and nobody would know who, you know, nobody around would know who you is, but you can have people all around the world who really dedicated to, you know, like your fan base. So I think that's cool, like to see like a lot of artists that I work with now, they be having their own fan base and their own niche, and they just like doing their thing, you know.
So when it comes to like making money being a producer, for you, do you get royalties off of these songs, or is it more like you sell off your masters? What's your process?
So yeah, it's you know, you just basically get money off of the songs, like the royalties, the publishing off of it. I think majority of the producers, like big producers, you know, get the money the same way, but like, you know, it's producers who sell their masters and stuff too, but you know,
okay,
so they sell their catalog.
So that you can do it both ways.
Yeah, you can do it both. It's however you want to do it. You know, it's just whatever situation works best for you.
And is it, because you have founded your own label now, but the majority of the music you've produced so far has been outside your label, is that right?
Right.
Yeah. Why did you then decide to launch Dramatize?
Because I wanted to start a camp for producers. I was just influenced by, you know, producers who was like I looked up to, and they had their own camp going on. So I wanted to start my own with my producers, and you know, eventually just kept building with the producers that I had, and you know, building on top of that, like helping them get placements and stuff, and connecting them with artists and other producers, and they just built from there on. Like that point on, like just kept building. So, what
advice would you give to people breaking into the music industry in terms of building their network?
I think when you want to build your network, you thinking of your relationships, right? So you know, your relationships is like your peers, your friends. Like it ain't about being an opportunist. You're not coming around trying to get placements with artists, and you know, you really just coming around to build with them, kick it, you know, have fun, enjoy y'all time, you know, just actually being a real friend to somebody, you know, like that's important when you trying to build in the music industry. It ain't just about them opportunities where, hey, you can get in the studio with this artist, and now, you know what I'm saying, you're not thinking how you know, you thinking more on just trying to get a placement. The whole time you could have had the relationship. Now the relationship could have gave you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. That's how you got to think.
But how do you get your foot in the door in the first place? Like, say you have no friends in the industry, you have no connection in the industry, what do you do?
You got to utilize social media. You got to send people loops. You got to send emails, beats. You got to flood, you know, their emails. You know, that was what I was having to do. And, you know, you got different platforms now where you can upload your beats to, even still YouTube. People will see it. They, you know, people, you market it right, you can get thousands and hundreds of thousands of views on your beat.
Absolutely. Do you remember anybody kind of answering one of your cold emails or the cold messages that kind of changed the trajectory of your career? Was there anyone?
Man, it was so many people who was reaching back out to me. It was just like, give me motivation. Like, I remember one time, like, Pee Wee Longway is one of my favorite rappers. He had he had emailed me back like, send me full beats, don't send me snippets. So I learned from that, because I ain't heard nothing else from him until I finally got to, meet him a couple years later. But I learned from like him telling me like, don't send snippets, send full beats. When you're gonna send beats, make sure they full beats.
How do you, when it comes to like building an artist from the ground up, what would be your advice in terms of personal branding and marketing yourself as an artist?
I think just utilizing social media, like knowing how to, what to post, when to post, how to post it, that's important. It don't really take much now, like, to go viral. I don't think, it's just how you go viral, like, in what sense, like, is it because you got good music? It's because of your looks. It's because of something you said. It's just different things. But it's important to know what you want to be known for.
What are you excited about this year with Dramatized, and also just your own? Also, just personally, what are you excited about this year?
So working on the Dramatized album, I'm excited about that. It's gonna be pretty good. We just did the Memphis Grizzly collab. That was dope. Yeah, with Dramatized, and we teamed up with 191 and Hennessy for that collab. So that was pretty dope.
So a big part of being in the music industry, I think, has become also building your own brand, right? Being your own business. And you have done that very successfully. You have a great following on social media. You have also ventured out into investing. I saw that you had invested in a tequila brand.
Yeah, so I invested into Shadow Tequila. So it's my business partner, Teddy, and his sister. Started it a couple years ago when I just wanted to, be a part of it and grow it. And it's been doing very well, It's in, I can't even think how many locations, but it's in a lot of them. So we based in Tennessee, and it ships in like, I want to say like 30 or 40 different states.
Is that your first investment, or is this something you do frequently?
Yeah, so for me, Shadow was just one of the investments that I did a couple years ago, but I invested in numerous companies, like one of them being like Pav Water. It's a water company, and it's been doing pretty decent. Another one is Bounce. Bounce is a company that me and my business partner Cambrian invested in a couple years ago. It's doing good. One of the ones I'm excited about recently is Untitled.
Okay, what's that?
So Untitled is basically like an app. It's kind of like similar to Dropbox, but it's for music, like with like peer-to-peer sharing. So it's like when you click on it, you open it, when somebody send you a link, tell you when they listen to it, they played it, they shared it, like stuff like that. So that's been one that we've been extremely excited about. So we've been like pushing for that.
What got you into investing in companies? Why is that important to you?
I think for me it was just about knowing that, you create the music and you have the resources to try different things. Well, why not? You blessed enough to be able to make a hit and be successful in music. But then it's like, what's outside of that? And for me, I was always in the mindset of like, music is my core. So how can I branch out and do other things? So investing was like real estate, stocks, just a wide range of things, different things I was trying to do, and we just started doing the startup investments.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of music startups out there these days. There's a lot of different things happening with different kinds of technology. Are you looking at those kinds of, even music and AI startups? Are you looking at those companies at all?
So the company that we invested in was Sound XYZ, which is basically
I know that one, yeah.
The NFT marketplace, and you can buy with basically shares of a song, which is and sold as an NFT. So that was one that we kind of first started getting into the music side of the investments. But so the other one is Udio. So Udio is it's AI generated program where you basically can create any type of song.
Do you think these are like tools that benefit musicians? They're like needed?
It's really, how I look at it, it's the same as it was with auto-tune. Yeah. I look at it the same thing. Like, people been using auto-tune for over 20 years now, probably, and I look at it like it's just something that if you use it, in a way where it could be beneficial and it won't take away from your creative standpoint of music, then it can make, you can make some real hits out of it, for real.
Yeah. You grew up in Memphis. How has that impacted your work, and is there anything you're doing to kind of give back to where you came from, where your roots are?
Yeah, so I've been doing quite a few different things in Memphis. I just teamed up with the city of Memphis, with the Mayor Paul, and the youth services department, and we basically did a poetry contest, and it was 5 winners. So I teamed up with them, and I got them some nice shoes. They received some other gifts, and they like 3 of them got cash prizes too. So that was pretty cool. And I've been teaming up with the American Cancer Society. I'm working with them in Tennessee right now, but I plan on branching out and doing it, in more states. But I've been doing quite a few different things like that. It's just been me giving back in a sense, like even me doing the wigs for women, things for like my mother. We doing a dinner for Mother's Day, and we basically do the dinner for the women, and we donate them wigs too. So that's been pretty cool. Like, it's finna be the 2nd year of that. So I just been doing different things like that. Like trying to build from that.
So what kind of inspired you to start those projects to kind of give back?
You just want to inspire people, give them the resources that other people didn't have, or don't get. Like, so it was, for me, I wanted to just show people, like, when it was me being younger, and I seen certain people do certain things for the community, and how it affected me and made me want to, inspire me to go harder, or made me want to, be more, like, motivated. So,
have you had your I made it moment yet?
No, I think, no, just not really. I ain't gonna lie. I just keep working. That's all I feel like I can do. Cause when you hit these goals, and you hit these, and you get, you reach certain expectations for yourself. You want to keep going. You want to keep, climbing and keep elevating. So I think for me, my mindset just been keep going and keep reaching for higher things,
When you look back at all your achievements, if you could tell your 18-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
I think I would definitely tell myself to, spend more time with my family.
Where does that come from? What makes you say that?
Is you put so much hard work and effort into the music, and you thinking like, it's for your family, and you doing it for you putting on, right? And when you look up, you put all this time and effort into your music, and so much time has went past. So it's like, you don't get that back. So that's what I would tell myself.
Who are some of your influences and inspirations in the production world growing up?
From Memphis, you got Drummer Boy. Drummer Boy, he like he really a pioneer. He one of the pioneers in like hip hop in general. You know what I'm saying? He got some of the biggest hip hop records, especially like when I was growing up. So he from Memphis. I just look up to him, idolize him, and I, just like kind of was influenced by him. And then you got like DJ Squeaky, a big Memphis producer, like real Memphis legend. And then like from the bigger producers like the Pharrells, the Timberlands, the Metros, the South Sides, like all of those producers I was looking up to. Like just me being young in high school, like middle school, high school, whatever the time it was, is like, damn, that's cool. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel now that you are amongst those producers? Like your name is amongst those names, when I imagine there's an 18-year-old out there today talking about who he's looking up to, and your name might come up. How does that make you feel?
It made me feel good. It made me feel accomplished, because that was always the goal. That was always the dream, to, make sure I was one of those producers. I didn't know to what extent, but, it's a blessing to be here right now. Like, I did it. So it's an accomplishment for me to feel like, I made it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tequila. It's been a pleasure.
Most definitely. I appreciate y'all having me.